the chair over, and the center of the table, the bearded Kadan clears his throat. It is good that you have come. The prophets saw that you would, and the longer we can keep our hand involved in the path the galaxy takes forward, I believe the more likely we are to avert disaster. He gestures and he goes, I believe your friend, looking at Pahd, says, has already seen us, but introductions are in order. I am Kadan of the Prophets of the Dark Side.
Knew it.
We are gifted with the ability to see the many futures of the universe. We have been preparing in secret for this purge and the far outsider threat for many years, and know that your presence here is part of a grand plan to save the galaxy.
Did you say purge? Did I hear that right? That was purge?
He nods.
Did you not notice? All of us, the Jedi, have been wiped out in mass.
Order 66.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My B. My B.
Fucking guy.
Fucking guy. He gestures to the man in the suit. He says, or he just gestures to him, and the guy answers. Says, well, my name's Virik. I'm head of the Sable Dawn. We're a group of, he sort of sits and he goes, we make problems go away for the highest bidder. How about that? We're known for our clean, efficient methods. And I suppose we've had some differences with the Republic in the past, but this new empire's not doing anything for us. This is our base, Point Nadir. It's owned by the Sable Dawn. And he goes, myself, along with a few other members of the ruling class of the Sable Dawn, are actually Force sensitive. Quite a number of us were Jedi before joining the Sable Dawn. Or I shouldn't say Jedi, I should say we were in the Agri-Corps and recruited from there. Turns out Jedi sent a lot of potential recruits to work in farms. Not a great move. I know, they didn't like it much. I didn't like it much.
Sounds kind of boring.
Yeah, it sucked. So I joined the Sable Dawn and started making a tidy profit. Then the Prophets of the Dark Side came to mind, and they let me know that the Purge was coming. And sure enough, a full quarter of our council was wiped out by the Empire within days of this whole Order 66 business. So we joined up.
So y'all knew about it before it happened?
Well, they claimed it was going to happen. Yeah.
But how did they have that kind of intel?
Well, they claimed they're prophets, right?
Oh, right. That's who said it. Correct. You got me there.
Next, they go to the woman who introduced... Wow. The Night Sister woman who introduces herself as... let's see here. Where's her name?
Marin.
No, it's Gethrazon or something like that, but I gotta find the actual name. Gethzarian.
Oh,
You
that's
know what I'm
better.
talking about, Marin?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Gethzarian. She introduces herself. She says, hello and welcome to the Nexus. I lead the Night Sister clans as they exist now and will for eternity. The prophets warned us of the treachery of Count Dooku and the separatist armies, but my sisters would not listen. Mother Talzin has died, and I have assumed control of the Night Sisters, as I should have millennia ago. I now rule them, and we have aligned ourselves with the Nexus to defeat the far outsider threat and overthrow the Empire so that Dathomir can be free once again.
Who had vampires in the cave? That was a good idea. That was the right choice. Bingo.
Next is the bald, Voldemort-looking motherfucker who is staring just directly at Pahd. And he says, I am Chronal of the Sorcerers of Rand. Like the prophets, we see visions of the future. Unlike the prophets, we drive the future to our goals with our connection to the dark. Our goals are not aligned with this emperor, nor with the far outsiders. Therefore, we have joined the Nexus in order to defeat the far outsiders, so that we may continue in our pursuit of the greater dark. Then you have the Dark Woman says, I am, and she pauses, Anya of the Jedi Order. Long ago I gave up that name in order to cut myself off from attachments, even that of a name. I've been known by the Dark Woman for a long time. But with the fall of the Jedi Order, I have determined that I must represent what is left of the Jedi. These groups are not those who I would ally with typically, and the Council is fragile sometimes, but they have done well in helping me rescue Jedi and send them places where they can be safe. And I'm hoping that you can continue to help us in that purpose. With that, they say, it goes back to Kadan, and he says, having met the Council, I would ask that you join the Nexus. We have many missions of great need that all of our factions need done. And only through the assistance of many can we prevent the catastrophe that is coming to us. And they just stare at you.
I speak directly to Anya, but I was definitely surprised hearing that she giving up her name, but I say, what can we do to help Master?
Did any of you say anything else? Any of the others?
I'm gonna kind of let him have this moment because I
Okay.
know it's kind of been his goal for a while now.
Well, no, my goal was just to see my master, and more than this, when not everybody's around, I'm going to talk to her.
Right. Well, my impression as Den Weiss is that it's kind of the moment you've been
Give him a
leading up
second.
to.
Yeah. So Anya answers, and she sort of rubs her temple. She says, Pahd. It is difficult to explain the losses I have felt and the things I have uncovered. I can tell you and your friends in private after this meeting of what I believe is going on and what I am allowed to share of what's coming. But know this. The prophets, while they are of the dark side, have proven again and again that their goals align with the continued existence of this galaxy and the downfall of the Empire. And whatever the missions that they or the others ask of you, they will ultimately help us to save the Jedi Order. I have made many compromises these past few weeks, and I suspect more will happen before the end.
Yeah, Pahd just contemplates silently. Doesn't have an immediate response because he's thinking of what those compromises might be and how far he's kind of fallen so quickly already. So he sees what's happening inside of him. He's very aware of his internal struggle. So he's contemplating.
Okay. Anybody else saying anything, or are you going to let the council keep talking?
I want to know more about these missions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I would like more information before I make any decisions.
I would let it be known that I have a goal and a mission of my own, but to take me away from that, like why I just met up with everybody. I realized I was here I was near, and now I'm Riteks. So
Right,
getting pulled into this kind of out of what I was doing, why am I being pulled here?
Okay.
right. Like why would I stick around with this?
Yeah.
So
y'all are being very all of us.
the leader, Kadan, looks and he says, I foresee difficulty in your decisions to come. I cannot tell you how you will decide, merely that you must. But we cannot share our goals with those who have not sworn to the Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole lot of promises, and I feel like there's not a whole lot of being able to realize that we just kind of made a really poor decision.
As you talk, he raises a hand to silence you for a second, and he says, I can share that and he gestures to Chronal, the bald guy. He says, the sources of Rand's mission would take you and the compatriots to Nar Shaddaa, and I suspect there are other advantages for you there.
This sounds like a bribe. I mean, I do need to go
Miles.
I do need to go to Nar Shaddaa. I really do. Because somebody's about to be extremely pissed off because some stuff's late. But I do need to make it there. But what's to say that I can't just go there on my own volition and go handle it myself? Like, I don't know that I necessarily need to give up my soul and my life to something that I don't even understand just to go to a planet that I very well can go to on my own.
He says, that is true. You may choose not to leave here as a member of the Nexus.
But would I be able to leave here as not a member of the Nexus?
And he just smiles.
A
Oh,
valid
my.
question. I also am curious about that.
I'm gonna be like, Pahd, I think you just fucked us all up, man.
They say, of course, we don't foresee anyone joining the Nexus who does not want to join the Nexus. However, if in fact you do not want to join, we will have to take certain steps to make sure that your information cannot leak.
Yeah, and like I said, getting men in black.
Men in black already.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
damn it.
talking about here?
You're gonna get red flashy thingy.
Mm-hmm. They're about to red flash you.
What kind of vibe do we get off of what Anna said? You know, she's the Jedi or the returning Jedi.
Yeah, were
for a
we
while.
feeling, especially Pahd, like, were we feeling any sense of, you know?
She made this. She stated that like their goals align with keeping the galaxy alive, like keeping things going. I want to find my parents, so and ultimately that would give me more of a chance. So I'm not
Right,
against
so
joining,
makes
but is there any kind of vibe that we're getting? You
They-
know, like
her words aren't matching her actual.
Let's say, okay, roll me some perceptions.
Everybody?
Everybody who's thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
If you guys hadn't asked, I wasn't gonna tell you. But you're asking en masse. You got to remember to say like, wait, I want to know if they're lying to me and stuff.
Yeah. 32. Because I was contemplating what he said to me and what was like just trying to wrap my head around it.
I don't like his
Okay.
like snarkiness.
20.
So what I want is one at a time. I'm gonna have you guys tell me what your role was and what specifically, which one of them you were paying attention to specifically, or if it was an overall thing. So we'll start with Pahd.
So I didn't want to interrupt anybody, but like this whole time I wanted to say, Benedict Voldemort, him, I was guarding my mind against him, like trying to put up mental walls because I felt danger there. So because he saw me. So that is beside this, but I was specifically paying attention to the dark woman here.
Okay. So from her, you don't sense duress or lie or anything. I mean, she told you that she
What was his
had to
role?
make some tough decisions, like a 30.
32.
32, yeah. Something absurd.
Stupid.
And essentially, you're getting the sense that what she's telling you is true, that she's decided that the best way to keep the Jedi alive and the galaxy together is going to require making some un-Jedi-like decisions. That's the conclusion she's reached. And she was also, you know, a little bit of a fringe Jedi anyway. Like,
Yeah, and that's how I consider myself.
yep. So for her to be saying, hey, I'm making decisions that I wouldn't normally make, is letting you know that she has officially decided that they're having to break away from the strictest definitions of the code pretty much altogether.
Yeah, but I mean the basically the old. I mean, this is still meta, but this is the old Jedi outlook on how Jedi should act in the Force and everything was half of the reason why the Jedi got fucked over in the first place. So,
Yep.
you know, they had to adapt.
Times are a changing.
Yeah, they are.
And for Den Weiss and for Riteks, that is very obvious. They're external to the Jedi Order. They're force groups that the Jedi Order sort of looked down on and wouldn't really work with. And that to them, it's like, yeah, not a huge surprise that the Jedi way needed to change. Duh. But for Pahd, this is like a somewhat deep revelation of a Jedi Master admitting this sort of stuff. It's a weird thing for him.
It's shocking to me, and like I always felt that the Dark Woman and I were kind of different than the rest of the Jedi anyway, but this happening, we felt like we were different within the Jedi very much, not so much like allying with prophets of the dark side. That was this type of thing would not
You didn't see it
cross my
going this
mind.
far.
Yeah.
Are some band of like criminal underworld, any of this, like this is all pretty the Witch's Deathmare, even, all of them. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Necromancy, whatever.
Val, what'd you roll, and what are you looking at specifically?
So I rolled a 14 for perception. I'm nowhere near Pahd and feeling people with his mind and stuff. But for the most part, I just kind of wondered, like, I was more or less like, who was the cat that I was talking to? Was it Chrono or was it Kadan?
Kadan was the one who was telling you that there's an opportunity on Nar Shaddaa. There's a mission.
Yeah.
And he thinks they can help you and you can help them at the same time.
So, I mean, for the most part, I'm just kind of, I'm talking back and forth with this guy, and I'm like, so, if I join up with this group, I don't feel like I'll have the same ideals as you guys, because you guys seem pretty dead set on having a certain type of ideals. I'm just looking to line my pockets. So, I mean, as long as I can make a little bit of coin and do some hood rat shit with my friends, like, I don't really got a problem with that.
Kadan, like, as you're having your discussion, says, like, material interests are of no consequence to me or the prophets, but Varek of the Sable Dawn.
And I'm looking at your boy in the business suit the whole time, and I'm like, I need that Gucci suit, bro.
Yeah, and he's like, Varek pays very well for all Nexus work.
Someone a pair of Cartiers too, big dog.
Right.
Voldemort guy that he's talking to right now? Or
Kadan's
Beard
big
guy?
beard guy.
Beard guy, okay.
I think Kadan was the guy that Pahd spoke to
Yeah, he's
through the
hologram.
holocron. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, I'm just kind of like wanting to kind of poll around and see, like, is this going to be something that I inherently am going to absolutely regret, or, I just overall feel there's not anyone in particular.
We'll say you get a little like beep boop on your little wrist. We'll say you have a wrist computer,
Mm-hmm.
and that seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And you have 1,000 credits, and it's in a transaction marked accept or reject, and it says signing bonus.
Ooh.
And Varek
Other
has sent that to
battling.
all of you.
Snap.
Okay.
I hate being materialistic.
Riteks.
Yep.
What's your perception, and what are you focusing on?
My perception was 21, and I was focusing on Anna, the Jedi.
Okay.
Anya.
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 Like
Yeah,
Den Weiss.
I was focusing on her, and that ass. No, just joking. Shots have no use for ass in movies.
She's real hexagonical. Yeah.
I want. I was just trying to fill out how trustworthy her being, like, her, what she's saying. Like, is she really believe what she's telling me about, the bad things, the dark stuff that they're having to do, the darker stuff, really being worth what we're doing? I don't want to be evil, and I don't want to go down that, but yeah,
you get the sense that she feels like whatever is coming is so far beyond what the galaxy is prepared for that almost any personal price is worth paying for it.
Then I press accept on my.
She has drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I press accept.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
already
gonna
accepted.
go because if it's so bad that we have to get this kind of group together, then saving whatever we can save is worth whatever.
Okay. Den Vice, what's your perception and what are you focusing it on?
My perception, I had, and then I forgot it because it's been a long minute. Hold on a second. Is 20, and I was going to focus on the Red Witch, maybe just get some other intel.
Okay. That's why I did it in the order, by the way, is so that you guys could spread things around if you wanted to.
I like that because that's what I was kind of making my decision based on.
So, focused on Gethzarian, she is the most overtly dangerous feeling of all of them. Like, not necessarily that she's bloodthirsty or that she's crazy or even that you feel a lot of dark side coming off of her, but you can just feel power coming off of her, radiating off of her. The way that it felt coming off of Master Yoda and Master Yaddle when they would come by while you were at the temple. And outside of that, there's no one else you've ever met who radiated the Force the way that she does.
A powerful energy that just kind of surrounds her.
Yeah.
Scary powerful.
She that bitch.
She seems in the same tier of power as what you had heard the Anakin Skywalker was like being around, although you never had the pleasure.
Okay. And then do I get anything else specifically about what she was saying? Any vibes about the kind of the truthfulness of that or anything specific?
You think it's very true, because what she said, right, is that they were warned about the betrayal of Count Dooku. They were warned about General Grievous slaughtering the main council of the Night Sisters. Mm-hmm. She says that the former Grand Witch? Grandmother? I don't remember.
The mother,
witch.
Yeah.
Mother Talzin is dead, and that she's assumed control of the Night Sisters. Mm-hmm. And she was clear that what she wants is a free Dathomir. That's it. She wants to be in control of Dathomir. She wants to run it, and she doesn't want the Empire there. She doesn't want the Republic there. She doesn't want these far outsiders there.
And so she doesn't have any other sort of like ill will or plan of malice other than just controlling Dathomir, and
she seems like she's kind of dictatory, like a little bit of a tyrant, but she wants her planet with her people.
But yeah, she's not worried about anything outside of that. If she can get her
she doesn't want to rule the galaxy. She wants to rule Dathomir.
Okay. Cool. And she's very scary, powerful.
Yes, she's fucking dangerous as hell.
I'm like, yo, what up?
So, you guys get through that, and now's your chance to ask questions, or else they're going to continue.
I mean, I've already accepted, and I'm just like, okay, so hit us with it.
Okay, so Riteks and Val have both hit accept, and when they hit accept, little rings of green light appear underneath their feet, showing that they've accepted. And the council turns to Pahd and Den Vice, and Kadan says, "You must make your decision."
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry.
No, he's just weird like that.
Okay, I'm gonna say kind of right around the same time that second green light kind of lit up, I kind of look around and make the decision like, all right, I'm in. Like, there's the two, and ding my
Okay.
thing kind of at the same time that he begins to.
And
address
much
us.
like any good episode of The Voice, there's one holdout who's just sitting there, like, hit your button, man. Come
Come
on.
on, turn the
you gonna-
chair around.
You gonna say pineapple? You pulling pineapple right now?
Are you about to pineapple on us, Pahd?
He needs
I
to
give
get
a-
more chips into the microphone.
I have a contingency plan
I
if you
give
say
a-
pineapple.
bow of perceived acceptance.
Do you hit accept for the signing bonus?
I don't have a communicator watch.
You
I'm
get-
not
Wait.
Inspector
We
Gadget.
all got sent the thing.
Yeah.
My
We have
watch
something.
shoots
Lasers.
antidote in me if I get poisoned. I don't
Lasers.
have something that is
You
computer.
have a communicator on you.
Okay. I gotta actually press accept.
I know,
Yeah.
fuck, so
Got
tough.
the money. So how much money we got?
I was hoping just to
10,000
like
credits?
nod on it. Or
Each of you did.
1,000.
Each of you got 1,000 credits. Yeah.
Are we
So
firm
just-
on 1,000 credits?
The money.
As a
Are we firm on
signing
1,000?
bonus.
Yeah.
That's the signing bonus. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so, and from
I
last
get
time,
more
we-
than that just for
mean-
living.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
and I think,
U.S. Army offered 10,000 for a sign-on bonus.
and from last time, I think we got what, 1,750 apiece for that 7K credits from last session, just for reference.
Yeah.
So with you all having accepted, they say, we have missions that the prophets have seen you have the best chance of succeeding with.
Sweet.
We will provide them to you. Our factions each believe ours is the most important, but keep in mind that all of them work towards our greater goals, regardless of what it may seem like.
So does like each of the person have like their own separate like missions and goals, and it's kind of like you walk into the room and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to Kadan today, and I'm gonna go see what he's got, and then
Like,
the
choose your
next day go
assignment or
to
something?
next day go to Vieric or whatever. Okay.
So, for sake of not making me jump between all these different voices and do all their weird pacing and everything,
Yeah.
they each send you the details of the missions that you can choose from. So, Gethzarian of the Night Sisters would like you to retrieve the bones of Old Daka, who is a famed Night Sister witch. She was killed by General Grievous, and he took her remains back to his fortress on the third moon of Vasek. He would like the party to get those bones because she can use them in some very useful rituals. The prophets of the dark side are insistent that you go to Ord Mantell and stop whatever catastrophe is going to happen there. They can't see it, which is weird. They know something bad is going to happen on Ord Mantell. But unlike how things normally are, they can't really see what the catastrophe is. They believe that means it's related to the far outsiders, because a lot of things are blurry when it comes to them.
So who exactly is the far outsiders?
You don't know yet.
That's fucking terrible.
I'm pretty sure I know as Brenton Stevie.
Yeah.
I
The Sorcerers of Rand and Chronal
Here.
have discovered a relic on the planet Orax. That is the homeworld of the Shards, by the way.
Where's it at?
Orax.
Okay.
Yep.
Within the sort of, we'll call it mineral fields of Orax, there's a Imperial lab that has been running experiments on the shards. Well, not the shards, on the crystals of the planet, looking for potential armor improvements and things like that. However, they've uncovered an artifact that the Sorcerers of Rand are adamant needs brought back to them for safekeeping. It's too dangerous for anybody else. But the lab has uncovered it, and this is the lab where they're working on things related to the crystals of Orax. And then the Sable Dawn is specifically looking to sabotage the relationship between the Black Sun and the Empire. So at some point in the next few months, or next few weeks, or next few days, their contacts can't tell them when exactly, the head Vigo of the Black Sun is scheduled to meet with a representative of the Emperor to discuss the management of the Outer Rim slave trade. Effectively, they're looking to make the Black Sun an official contractor with the Imperial government branch known as the Department of the Outerior. The Empire is looking to curb the human slave trade, but funnel large numbers of non-human prisoners into indentured labor contracts for some large-scale development projects that they have planned.
Okay. And where is this at?
That would be on Nar Shaddaa.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So those are the 4 things that you get. You get a mission to get the bones of Old Daka, a mission to stop something from happening on Ord Mantell that the prophets say, this is the most pressing, do this one first. The mission from the Sorcerers of Rand to go to Orax and infiltrate an Imperial lab where they're doing experiments on minerals and get an artifact that they've uncovered. Or a mission to disrupt the Empire's relationship with the Black Sun on Nar Shaddaa.
I know where I want to go.
Right, and
Totally. Go ahead, Crystal.
is this something where we need to agree as a group and all go?
You could
The same
all
place,
go to different
or-
things if you want.
I feel like we definitely should talk about this.
Don't split the party.
The mission to Orax immediately makes me think of the visions that I had, and that I shared with you guys. So that one was of like
I
most
probably
interest
had
to
your
me.
vision.
Was the mission to Orax the one with the experimental? Okay,
Yeah.
I also would like to go
Search for
there,
the relic.
Okay.
So,
I want to kind of like, I don't know what this would be.
To be clear, after you accepted, the council dismissed you and then sent you this stuff. So they're
we're
seeing
kinda,
other people. This is you. You guys are
I
privately.
thought we were
Gotcha.
still, I thought we were still standing there.
No,
Okay,
we're
Right,
good,
meta.
we
good.
can
We're,
talk shit about them, like we're.
Yes.
Yeah,
In theory, you could totally do that.
Avada-kedavra.
yeah.
I know, right?
I want to know, and I have some ability somewhere that will tell me this. I don't remember what it is, but you might. Which one will bring me closer to my destiny? It's probably a use the force check, whatever it is, but I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, whatever it was. Well, which means it would be in.
The one that actually, ironically, would bring you closest to your destiny is the one to Orax. That's the one the Sorcerers of Rand want you guys to do.
Ironically,
Okay,
which is weird because that's exactly the one I was thinking it would be. But
Yeah, it's weird because I actually meant these all to be equally interesting
Enticing.
options, and I'm realizing
that one
that
is the most
Orax
by
has
far.
3 of the 4.
Wait, 3?
yeah, because like I'm supposed to go to Nar Shaddaa. Like
Oh,
I have got to go to Nar Shaddaa.
So Crystal has some interest there.
I do.
Oh. That was.
I mean, you're the Jedi, right?
Fucking Jedi. I don't know. Like,
Well,
You do not need to go to
there's only
Nashina
one
and wave my
Jedi
robot
here.
on.
mm.
Yeah, that's true. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm, not
I'm
a
the
not
only
a
Jedi.
X-Iron 9.
Well, y'all are Force
guys-
users.
Right.
Yeah, we're all space pirates.
Y'all are all fucking
Space
hippie
wizards,
Force
whatever.
guys. Yeah, hippie Force wizards.
Yeah.
So, I know that I need to go to Nar Shaddaa. If we're
Up with Val again?
so, if we know about this, like, do we know if this is like we can go do main mission and hit side mission, or is
No.
this like two totally
Like,
different?
These are 4 separate missions.
Yeah.
But in theory, you can do one and then the next and then the next. You don't have to come back here each time. You can do all 4 one after the other.
But we don't know for sure if the next one will, or if any of them will be available, or if some shit goes down.
Well, we
because-
do know
You
that.
almost killed me. You should definitely just kind of ride with us on this one.
Well, we do know that.
You owe me.
Well, we know that Nar
I don't know.
Shaddaa is the mission on Nar Shaddaa is on a time. Is
So-
on a time stamp. Right?
Val, I'm canonizing that Val has a redneck accent and says Nar Shaddaa.
Nar Shaddaa.
The moon is called Nar
Shaddaa.
Shaddaa.
Like it.
Yeah.
Just canon.
Please don't
Yes.
Have to
Nar
say
Shaddaa
Nar
about
Shaddaa every time.
I'm like, I'm going to Nar Shaddaa because I need to get some stuff. God damn it.
Yes.
Oh god.
It's just over yonder.
Yeah.
Nar Shaddaa.
But
You know we are all from
Um,
Texas.
yeah, I mean,
Alright,
For
so-
y'all Washingtonians over there.
So if we go to what's the shard planet called?
Orax.
If we go to Orax, we can check it out, and then maybe Val, you could potentially. How far apart are these 2 planets? I mean, could you see if you want to stay with us or if you want to go on?
Well, my only like input to this is you're searching for a relic, right? It's not like the relic is gonna not be there in the time that we knock out like Nar Shaddaa, but we know Nar Shaddaa. I know that if we go over to Nar Shaddaa, there's a meeting that is taking place at a certain time. And like that would 2 birds with 1 stone, because I need to go there because I got some contraband that I have to get rid of because somebody's gonna be quite irritated with me if I don't get rid of it. But you can kill 2 birds with 1
Why
stone.
don't you tell us what you have?
Yeah, I
He
think
did the hand
Wait,
wave.
what's your will
hand
defense,
wave.
bro?
Wait,
And like, okay, so am I
What's your
like
will defense?
yeah, I'm resisting this.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 2 though, but let's see what you got.
I have a 21
That's
for a
you.
will defense.
What?
My will defense is a 21.
he's like, don't do that damn Jedi hand waving shit
Yeah, I
around
got
me.
to
We're
get
going
that
to Nar
fucking-
Shaddaa.
And I slap his hand out of the fucking way. I'm like,
So 19 plus 4. That's force point.
he fucking really wasted a force point on this.
That'll do it. The 23.
oh my god.
Did you hear that, Clinton? All thing you gotta do is tell us what you
I
got.
know.
You don't gotta do more than that.
I have.
I would plead that they're working on top secret armors and stuff like that. There's got to be something of value to you on Orax. You want to line your pockets.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure there
a
is.
planet of crystals and
I'm-
weapons facility.
By all means, I
So what
understand
do you
that.
got? What do you bring in there?
I have some illegal data disks with a lot of information on some criminal activities books, the bookies books that I'm supposed to deliver three rotations ago. So, yeah. So
Well,
I'm
that's
probably-
already late. I feel like they're going to
and a quarter
be
seconds back.
very...
From the activity that you're kind of putting ahead of some possibly kind of more pressing matters at this time.
more pressing than disrupting the is it Dark Sun or is it
It's the Black Sun and the Empire.
disrupting
it's also
the
worth
Black
mentioning
Sun?
Val has saved all of your lives at least twice now.
Twice, yeah, twice. I have to
Alright.
check of that.
Okay. And like I'm saying,
I don't know, dude.
But I mean,
I'm pretty hardcore towards my Destiny stuff, but I will give it a dice roll. But
That's
you
what I
have
was
a
just
2
roll.
out of 3 chance. 4 or 5 and 6. I'm going with Val because he saved us a couple times.
that's all I get. I get a 5 and a
I got
6.
a 2.
I get a 5 and a 6. Ass.
That's on a D6.
I know, that's ass. You gave me a fucking 2 out of 6.
He rolled a D4. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah. I get another D4. D4 next time.
no, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if y'all want to go to Orax.
Did we ever get an answer on how far apart
What?
these two planets are? Like,
Can we
can
reschedule
we-
with them?
well, how quickly can we go from one mission to the next, potentially, if we, take care of shit quickly?
So let's see here. We're talking. These two planets are in the very. If you're gonna use compass directions, they're in the very galactic south. Both of them.
Okay.
So
It's in the south.
the one. Let me make sure here really quick. S12 is right there.
Honestly, the
Is
most important
in-
one in the grand scheme of things seems like Black Sun
The
Empire,
Yeah.
but Pahd is more concerned about.
So S12
Just
to
curious about
L20.
Forward.
L20. So, Nar Shaddaa is about half the galaxy away from where you guys are. It's in the outer rim. And then Orax is another half the galaxy away.
Okay.
So
You
it's
guys
full.
are almost on the opposite side of the galaxy from Orax right now.
Then maybe Nar Shaddaa might be the way we need to go.
Yeah, is Nar Shaddaa on the way then?
Yeah.
Technically? Okay.
I
well,
mean,
that would
well, yes and no.
I mean,
It's on the way that if you were to go from from the coast of Texas to Seattle, everything between those two is on the way.
on the way. Okay,
but
that's what I'm saying.
technically,
like, it's out of the way,
The
on the way.
highways wouldn't go that way.
It's like
Gotcha.
So-
Yeah.
Slight detour to Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah.
it's like that town from the movie Cars.
Wait a moment.
We have kids.
Yes. Yes. And
Mater's my boy.
I want.
so,
I wanna use the Force to know if this is a good idea or not. Which one we should do first? Most specifically, how time sensitive is the one on Orax?
yeah.
Comparatively,
The most
could we accomplish both, and in what order?
the Force screams at you that Ord Mantell is the one that you should do first.
oh.
of course, because the prophets are sitting there leaking their
Bringing me
profit.
there.
They're leaking their profit fucking juices into the fucking air, and y'all are just antennas capturing all this bullshit in the air.
It is worth
You don't
mentioning
understand this, Val.
that the prophets said go to Ord Mantell to stop whatever it is. We think this is the most important one. Do this first.
But just because the prophet said it, they don't all work as a cohesive group.
Al in
They're
his
all
Aluminum
individuals.
foil hat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But would you say that the three of us force sensitive people are
Three of y'all.
through the force, that's kind of where we need to go. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that when Pahd specifically uses his ability based around prophecy, it tells him the same thing that it tells the prophets.
Like I said, it's them fucking. They're putting it in your water. It's like fluoride. We've been drinking it this whole time.
And does it line up with my destiny? No. The one that lines up with my destiny
is Zorax. Yeah.
Is Zorax.
Yeah.
Okay, well then there's a decision between those two there. But then, I need other votes as well. But I can tell you that my mind is saying we go to Orax, but the Force is telling me to go to Ord Mantell.
Oh yeah.
My shard mind is telling me that
there.
the way we're gonna travel, taking a short detail to Narshda, isn't gonna take us off that bad from Orax. So
Everything is saying Ord Mantell first, but I most specifically want to know, like, and can I do some sort of deal here? Damn it. I have used one so far, and I don't want to tell you how many I have. But could I do some type of deal to know if we can accomplish these in some order? How many can be accomplished? What is the best?
Okay,
I don't know how to put that. Damn it, this is gonna be a lot.
You tell me how many force points you're gonna spend.
Oh my god.
And I will tell you a related amount of information. And actually, for fairness' sake, I'm going to send to Crystal in chat how many force points does what. So that way you know that I'm not changing it based on how many you give me. So before you say anything, let me message her.
All right.
No sharing the information. I'm sure she won't.
I won't.
She's like away. I don't want to hear her, so it's like close. She's in the living room. I'm in my room. She's far.
A set of mirrors set up to give hand signals.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, just her mic just happened to stop working at this opportune moment.
Yeah,
I
right?
really did. I only heard her in real life, not in digital life.
It's because